Yeah,
from the 1990s
as soon as
a whole half century of soul, funk, hip-hop, and more on Star Time, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio.
The beat of the Fox with nastiness is back on K-Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mixmaster Ice from UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
That's right. Noise.
Peace.
Hey, renters, have you ever had a landlord do something that didn't seem legal? Have you ever wondered if you have any rights as a renter? Well, you do, but it's not always clear what they are. That's why Solid Grounds Tenant Services offers free online renters webinars 3 times a month. Just go to solid-ground.org/RAR to learn more. This is a free opportunity to learn more about your rights as a renter. Again, just go to solid-ground.org/RAR.
Rainier Avenue Radio.world is your 24/7 digital media hub. Tune in at Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and TuneIn apps.
It's muted. Is that you?
Say hi. Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at Real Estate and Money. Great to have you. My name is Tina Lombard.
And I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
Gosh, it's great to see you today. It was great. How are you doing, Daniel?
You hear us, Daniel? D?
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Here we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Here we are.
We're together once again.
Yes.
Gang's all here. Daniel, so I'm not clicked on because that's a fee.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, great. So what we're going to do today, we're going to be talking about real estate. We're going to be talking about if you should buy a house. What can you do to make your offer the one that's accepted? So, for me as a mortgage loan officer, I get you approved. I get you approved for, $900,000. And Violeta takes you out, you start looking at some homes.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens? I mean, let's say that you put an offer in and there's one person in front of you. Okay. But if there's 15 people in front of you looking at the same house, what is it that you do? So,
okay.
Yeah.
Do we have anything before that or just get into it?
Yeah, let's just get into it because, the rates are
Yeah, tell us about the mortgage rates because people are really afraid right now to buy anything. Oh, the rates are too high. Got to wait till next year.
I know. But something else is that, people are thinking that if they get a rate today, they're going to have the same rate for 30 years. And that's not the case. If you get a rate right now at 7%, and let's say a year from now, the rates go down to 5%, you could always refinance. But, so don't let that hold you off. Some people have to move, they're moving jobs, they're going from 6 bedrooms down to 2 bedrooms, they're empty nesters. And so, sometimes whether the rates are high or low, you have to move, you know? So, what's going to happen. So like Viva was saying, the rates are high. People are like, I don't want to buy the rates. I don't want to buy because the rates are like 8%. The thing is, though, if you buy a house right now while the rates are high, you're going to get a sale on the house because a lot of people are not buying because the rates are so high. So sellers are kind of, feeling a little bit of pressure to lower their rate or to take below asking.
Yeah, and because of that, houses are on the market a little bit longer than normal.
Mm-hmm.
So sellers are willing to negotiate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
more so than they have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And now the rates have fluctuated. I know the rates have come down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So there are buyers out there that are ready to go.
Yeah.
And kudos to you guys for stepping in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Taking that dive.
Well, it's funny, because last year was just like it was like the pandemic last year for mortgage loan officers and even realtors. The market just completely almost stopped to a halt. The government was raising rates so that it would stem inflation and the prices of houses wouldn't go out of control. Well, everything just stopped. But in the last like 4 weeks to 3 weeks, I've been hit with applications. People are like, people are like, whatever. I have to buy a house. And so it's starting to get competitive again. About a month ago, you put an offer in, you got the offer because there's nobody there. But now we're starting to get 2 or 3 people who are bidding against you. So V, since you've listed houses before, when you get multiple offers on a house, what do you look for in the application? What offer jumps out to you the most?
First of all, what is the price that they're offering? And what kind of financing? Is it really good financing? Do I have the lender's letter with their offer? Because it's important for me to have Tina's word that these are good buyers. They're going to, they're not going to default on their contract or their, financing. And then one other thing I've seen some still waiving different things, waiving inspection, which is kind of a big thing. I always advise my buyers to do an inspection because if it's a home older than 1978, it's going to have lead-based paint. They didn't make any paint without lead prior to that year. So everything that has lead-based paint is part of that. Mold and mildew is another issue. So if they waive those kinds of things, then they're motivated. The down payment, of course, if it's high, we'll take high offers like that. High earnest money, making sure that we know as the sellers agents that these people are really serious about buying a house if they have high earnest money on the deal.
So when you say high earnest money, let's say it's a $1 million home. What would be considered high earnest money, and what have you seen that you felt was extremely low?
Typically, you look at a 20% down payment, and then of that, like for instance, there is a house that you offered a lesser amount, but you were going in with $400,000 of a $1 million home. And then 100,000 of that is an earnest money. I mean, I think that's a strong thing.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of times in Colorado, it'll be like an $850,000 home, and somebody will put $4,000 down. I think that's low. I think that's low. Seattle is different. They're like $75,000 down, and it's hard. You know, if we don't get approved, you take our money. But so you're saying that actually putting more money down for earnest money actually lights you up for that. So when she says earnest money, usually you make an offer on a house, you put down like maybe $1,000, $5,000, $70,000 to say, hey, I'm gonna put $70,000 right now. And if for whatever reason, if I bail out on financing or I don't want the house, then seller, you keep the $75,000. That's considered a strong offer. Some people say, okay, I'll put $10,000 down, and if we don't make it, you give me back my $10,000. That's not exactly a strong borrower or someone who really, really wants to buy the house.
And then a quick close, you know, that's always important, especially like now we're in the back to school stage, and you want to get the kids into the area, you have them acclimated before school starts. That's not happening right now, but say if it was, then a quick close instead of a 30-day, maybe a 20-day close. Tina can do it.
Okay. So what she means. So what she means is, typically 30 days is the amount of time that lenders say, hey, if somebody has a loan with us, it'll take us 30 days to close the loan. And that's typical. But if somebody does have all their money down, they're a very strong borrower, and they've been pre-approved, we'll say, hey, we're going to close in 20 days or 15 days. Yeah, sure, we can do it. So if you have somebody that's putting in a full offer, for example, if the house is $800,000, you offer $800,000, the other person offers $8,000, and you say, I can close in 2 weeks, and they say they want to close in a month. The seller would most likely take the person closest to closing, so that's a factor.
And then on the reverse too, if you were open for that seller, say they're moving into the next home, and they go, well, can we stay an extra week or two to get moved into the new place? And I don't want to pay rent. Will you do that for us? I mean, if you're open to that, then by all means, if you're closing in the middle of the month, another couple weeks to the end of the month, if you're renting, let's say you rent for a full month, so why not? Go ahead and do that. And then anything to please that seller, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Give away your firstborn child, yeah, do it.
It has happened. But the thing is, when you buy a house, you make an offer on a house, and there are other five people you're competing with, or 10 people. You want to make sure that your offer is strong. If they feel that you're kind of flaky about, maybe I want to make an offer on this house, maybe I don't. But then you're out of the pile. A lot of times sellers, they really care who they give the house to. And if you're somebody who really wants the house and they see a concerted effort, your realtor's calling them saying, hey, what can we do to make this happen? A lot of times the sellers will most likely give to the person who wants the house also. So that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then sellers, they look, I don't know, in your market, do you have a lot of people coming in with love letters?
No, no. But I mean, they used to do that before.
They used to do that.
Do they do it now? Or
I think it's okay now. Again, I mean, there's a point where no, don't accept that. But I've seen some.
Tell them more love letters.
Love letters, like when you send in your offer, there's going to be a letter from say a family that really wants your home, and they'll say, "Oh, Mr. Seller, would you please consider our offer because." My kids are going to go to the school near the house. It's important for us to be that close to school. And you have a beautiful backyard that's fully fenced, and the dogs can go out there and play, and the kids can go out there and play. It's really safe. And we love the fact that you have all these features and amenities that they're interested in. And you just say,
tug at the heart.
Yeah, tug at their hearts, and
yeah.
Make them cry somehow.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. And it's funny because we're being lied about it, but a lot of times sellers, they love their house. They put love and effort in their house. They raise their kids there. They've got a lot of memories, and they want to give it to somebody who wants to appreciate the house. A lot of times they'll say, hey, I know this offers $5,000 more, $10,000 more, but they're just going to flip it. They're just going to Airbnb it or something. But this family really needs this house.
Right. And a lot of people would consider a family as opposed to an investor who will offer you cash right away for a lesser amount, but cash is king. It always is very attractive to get a cash offer, but know that they're going to just flip the house. Yeah. They don't care if a family is going to be in there or not. And maybe the sellers do. And sometimes the sellers will go towards the family offer before the investor. Absolutely. It's not always about money. Yep. I know before VA, I have a lot of vets that come to me and we do VA loans. And sometimes, there was a market 5 years ago where it was very competitive. And I had an Army family and they were going through a house and they noticed somebody had an Army jacket because it had the military star on it. Yeah. Or something, stripes on it. And they told their agent to please tell the listing agent that they're also military. And when the agents got together and that was told, the seller said, stop all offers. They're getting the house. This is the one. It was a wife, Army, husband, Air Force. And the other one was wife, Army, husband, Air Force. And they stopped all deals. They said, we're taking your offer. So a lot of times that has everything to do with it. Yeah. And I know Violeta, we've had some deals, or we had a deal where, it was very competitive. And Violeta sent my lender letter. And they're like, we know Tina. You got the house. We're dealing with Tina. Yeah. We're dealing with Tina. Yeah. And it's because they knew me and they trusted me. So for lenders out there, if you don't think it's important to send your lender letter, it's very important. A lot of times, when Violeta, when I do have a client make an offer on the house, not only will I send my letter, I'll actually reach out to the listing agent and I'll say, hey, I'm Tina. Mr. and Mrs. Smith just put an offer in. What can I do to help you? And a lot of times, just having your lender call the listing agent. The listing agent sometimes we're like, okay, you know what? Okay, let me. Who's your client? Okay, and they'll look at my deal in their hand, and they'll just go, okay, whatever. I've got 3 other listings here. We'll just give you the deal. So a lot of times it has to do with your lender actually calling the listing agent and just offering some more information. And when they feel really comfortable with the lender, if they like the lender, a lot of times it doesn't have to do with you having $10,000 more or what have you. If the listing agent recommends your company as being somebody who can close the loan, they will take you over a company who's got a reputation of not closing a loan. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I know sometimes Violeta, people say, hey, if it's FHA, it's not really a good offer. Let's not do the financing. Or if they say VA is not a good offer because it's 0 down, that's not really good financing. Well, a lot of times sellers are not trying to be discriminatory.
It's just that you're putting $10,000 down, and that person's putting $25,000 down. So, I mean, a lot of people, I do get a lot of people that are like, I only have to put 3.5% down. Okay, great. That's all I'm going to put down. And they got like $80,000 in the bank. It's like, but I tell people, don't put the minimum down, because the seller, if it comes to giving an offer to somebody with only 3.5% down versus 18% down, the seller has to do what's best for their pocket, their family.
Yeah.
So, don't play around. If you could put $20,000 down, 20% down, do it, but don't play games.
Yeah. Don't waste our time. In other words, Tina, so if you come back to me and say your buyer's only approved for, say, $500,000, and what would your suggestion be as to what price range of a home we should be looking for at that point?
Yeah. So if I give you a letter saying you're approved for $500,000, that means $500,000 or less. It doesn't mean $505,000.
Yeah.
It means $500,000. So I tell a lot of people, if you think you're going to be putting over asking price, then start looking at 450, 470, and just don't go over 500.
Right.
But when a lender gives you a letter for a certain dollar amount, that doesn't mean to come within range of that. It's very scientific. Yeah. The rates are like 7%. You're putting 3% down. This is your income, and this is your debt. This is how much you qualify for.
Yep.
So if you want to pay off a car or pay off a student loan or something to get those numbers to go higher, that's great. But in general, if somebody says 500,000, it's 500,000.
Okay. And so then what happens if we are in that price range that you're just talking about, and then you come back and we found a condo, but the HOA dues are like $600 a month. Is that okay?
And it's like, no, all bets are off. Okay. So me and Violeta had some clients like that. We got them approved. Let's just say, $800,000. And I'm like, yeah, you're approved for $800,000. And they come back with a condo at $700,000, and the HOA dues were $600 a month. Well, that's not the same, ladies and gentlemen. It is not the same. When you buy a house, there are no HOA dues. So if you buy a house, let's say at $500,000, let's say the payments are $4,000 a month, for example. If you buy a condo the same amount and there's $600,000 in HOA fees, now that's a payment of $4,600 a month, which you don't qualify for. If you did qualify for $600, you'd be qualified for a $650,000 loan instead.
Yeah.
So be very, 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 very careful when you do qualify for a certain dollar amount with the lender. There's a difference between a single family home and a condo. Because condo comes with all types of surprises, bells and whistles,
Yeah. So if you need to be in a condo, best to know that. That's why agents, you need to ask your clients the question, what is it that you need? Oh, you don't want a house. You don't want to deal with the yard? Okay, then you're thinking about a condo, right? So let's go that route, and just know that condos come with HOA dues. And you as the agent should be aware of how much more, like $600 a month in HOA dues times 12. That adds $7,200.
Yes,
to your annual thing. And Tina's gonna say, "Oh heck no!"
I know. I was saying, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then people get all mad. Oh, well, you said 500,000. This condo was 450, and you can't approve. And they get all uppity. And it's just like, no, you've got to really up front. You got to find out. If you're going to do a condo, tell your lender, tell your realtor up front. Hey, I'm going to do a condo, and this is the area, and this is what the condos are. So can you put a buffer in there? And so a lot of times we do that.
Are we on time, Tina?
Let me see what time it is. Let me see. Checking the time here. Yeah, we got 12 more minutes.
Okay. Then I was thinking, what about a VA loan? I have a listing coming up with it's by JBLM, Joint Port Air Force Base, whatever it's called, Fort Lewis Court. Anyway, it's Army and Air Force, and there's a home in the Gravelly Lake area of Lakewood across the freeway from JBLM, and that family was military and they would love to sell to a military family as well. It's
Right.
a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom thing. And so VA loans are a little bit different, right? Tina, tell them real quick.
Yeah. So VA loans is actually a benefit for people of the military, but it's 100% zero down. There are closing costs that you have to pay as the vet, though. But VA loans are very, very good. And if you are somebody who wants to make sure that somebody in the military gets your house, put that out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, a lot of realtors won't show people with VA homes, or they won't show a VA offer to a seller because they've got some type of prejudice or something against them. But the VA loan is a very, very strong, very good, very solid loan.
Secure.
Yeah. And even if it's 0% down, I see it as a very, very strong loan. So if you do have VA benefits, that's something you want to do. Now, if you do have somebody VA, like the seller that you have, if they do have a rate of like, let's say 4%, part of their loan could be assumable to the new buyer.
See?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, so a lot of active military BAH, they get the basic housing allowance and they have basic sustenance allowance.
Yep.
And so it would be a stronger position for the listing agent perhaps to get somebody who's active military because they got their money paid for. They got that home paid for. already.
Therefore, I'm calling Oscar Hillman.
Yes, Oscar.
Right.
Oscar. Yeah.
Right after this, our retired Brigadier General Oscar Hillman.
Yes, Oscar. Yes,
one of her favorites. But
yes.
Anyway, yeah, there's so many different things. So financing is huge as far as getting your deal accepted.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Make sure it's strong. Make sure your lender. Tina always calls for me. I don't have to worry about her not calling the buyer's agent, you know, and saying this is good.
Yeah. I mean, I always do. And the listing agent, if they feel comfortable with the lender, they know that they're going to go into battle with the lender. So they want to have somebody who's a friend that that can really help out.
It's amazing how many I don't hear from.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know why.
All of them. I don't know why.
Yeah,
you're the exception.
Oh, thank you. But I mean, just experience. You gotta be friends. And a lot of times, I'll get the listing agent actually would be my friend later on and refer business to me. So it's always even an opportunity for lenders. But so have you had people try to make an offer on a house and they've never even talked to a loan officer, but they need financing? Do you ever get that?
I try not to let that happen.
Yeah,
because. One, I always tell them, interview 3 people, me one of them, and then you pick your agent, and hopefully that agent is the next step is to refer them to a loan officer like Tina, because you're going to waste your time if you come, you're looking at all these homes, and then you come to find out, oh, these people aren't even qualified for that.
Yeah,
what the heck?
And could they even make an offer? Do you think a listing agent will accept your offer without a lender letter?
A lot of them do. But it's stronger if you have that lender, having your back every step of the way. Yeah,
and just the common courtesy for your realtor and for the listing agent is to have your financing in order. I mean, even for yourself, you may make an offer on a $900,000 home and you only qualify for $600,000. That's how embarrassing that is when you don't get your interest money back.
Yeah.
Or maybe you bought a house and you didn't realize you could qualify for twice as much. But the listing agent, they're representing somebody's life. They're listed. They're
exactly
their seller's life, and they may make the wrong decision if you have not checked your finances. So it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's free, right? It's free. You put your credit for free, whatever. Just we just tell you, hey, you qualify for this much, blah blah blah. So you can go out there and make an offer in a house, and it'll be a strong offer.
And turnaround time from when I go, Tina, I have a buyer that needs some financing. Can you help them out? What's a turnaround time for you to say they're qualified for this much?
Yeah, sometimes I can do it in a half hour. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days, depending on how fast you get you're motivated and getting your paperwork in. But I can do everything on my phone. Now the loan officers can do everything on their phone, so we don't need to be in an office. But really quickly, just one last thing too. So in this market right now, do you suggest coming in at asking, or do you suggest coming in under or above in this market?
Right now, it's getting to be, it's almost evening out actually, because there's not a lot of inventory, but things are sitting on the market for a while. I would say I go in at asking and see what's happening.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, you have to take it's case by case. If the house is kind of not an average house, it's less than that. I go in under, and then I look and see how long it's been on the market for. Then, I'm probably going to offer less.
What's an escalation clause? Because sometimes if it's very competitive,
how
could you use that? What is
escalation clause? Okay, say there's a point that your buyer's going to say, I'm willing to walk away, but if it's more than, if it's beyond this amount, say 550, you want to offer 500. So you want to be, if you can get to 550, it's okay. So what you're going to do is put in an escalation clause, meaning you want to offer up to 550 in increments of, say, $1,000. So every offer that comes in, the other agent will be checking to see if it's, what that amount is. Maybe you have an easier way of explaining this, but yeah.
So it's basically saying I'll beat the next person by $1,000.
Yeah.
Just I'll just keep whatever you get
until it's
offer.
At 550.
Yeah. We have a limit of 550, but somebody comes at 505, we'll give 506. Somebody comes at 520, we'll give 521.
There you go.
So it's an escalation clause, and that's an active way if you have an aggressive realtor to actually get that property.
Yeah. That's if you have a lot of offers that you know of sitting on the table.
Because you do not want to lose your offer over $1,000. I was saying I wanted my house. I put my house, it was $10,000 over market. And the couple that was before us, I was a single woman, and they're a couple. They put in asking price. I came in $10,000 over and was done. It's done. And it's like what, another $37 a month, whatever. So if you have the wherewithal and you want a house and you don't want the competition, ask for an escalation clause. Maybe your realtor can get that for you.
Yeah.
So but is there anything we've got like what, 3 more minutes?
3 more minutes.
Great.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first thing you want to do, everyone, is you want to make sure that your finances are in order. You can go to your bank, you can go to a credit union, but if you want somebody very aggressive, you want to go to a mortgage broker like myself, and get yourself a pre-approval. And then find out what the payments are and what the closing costs would be. And then ask via letter, ask a realtor to take you out. So you want to have your letter in hand when you go out with your realtor. So when you make an offer, you've got everything right there for you.
And just know that the loan officer is going to check your credit all the way through till we close, till the very last minute.
Yes.
Do not go out there and buy his and her SUVs.
It's happened. Teslas, actually.
Oh,
yes.
Teslas.
Or buy a bank. Don't buy a bank. That's happened before. Yes. Or don't get on Credit Karma V. I've got so many people. They're like, well, I want my realtor asked me if I got good credit. And they go on Credit Karma, which may cost you 100 points by just getting on. So don't get on Credit Karma. Don't get freecreditreport.com. Any of that nonsense. You go to your bank, you go to a mortgage loan officer and have them pull your credit.
Yeah. Anytime anybody looks at your credit score, it's going to go up. I mean, down.
So it's going to go down.
Down. Sorry.
And if it's a mortgage person, a lot of people, they're like, I just went to one mortgage person. I want to shop around because I'm going to get hit with a hard credit score. No, if like within 30 days, if it's just mortgage inquiries, it doesn't hit hard like that. A lot of times I get people who are like, don't pull my credit. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, wait, I froze my credit. I'm like, oh my God, why? You get a good credit to buy a house, to have a business, and for your cars and stuff. So if you're squeamish about somebody pulling your credit, don't be, because that's why you have your credit, to buy houses, businesses, and cars. So,
but there's a point too, Tina, right, where you need to have some credit out there in order for your score not to go down.
Yeah, you can't be, don't be paying off all your credit cards to zero and then come to me and think you're doing yourself a favor. Make sure that you do have credit cards, that there is a positive balance. Don't pay them to zero, because that does nothing. If you do have installment loans like cars and that sort of thing, it does count for 10 years. But the moment you open up your JCPenney card or your Costco card, you pay it off and close it, it's gone. So don't do any self-medicating or whatever on your credit report. Have the professionals do it, because we want to give you credits. We want to fix your credit. We actively will pull your credit for you if you're looking for a house. So don't do any of this as Mod Podge stuff. Don't do that.
Yes.
And let's say that, okay, before we leave, just say that you feel like you don't have good credit. You feel like you don't have enough of a down payment. Still talk to Violeta. Tell her, hey, this is my situation. I just moved here, had a divorce. My kids are going to college, but I want to buy a house. She'll help you walk right through it. You may be very well able to buy a house, but you're talking yourself out of it.
And Tina has so many programs out there that's available for types of occupations, just a lot of different things. First time home buyers too. And why not have her look and see if there's something special for you?
I always tell people, you're driving down the street, you see all these hundreds of thousands of houses on each side of the road. You think these people have perfect credit? I mean, they're doing it. If they're doing it, you can do it.
Yes.
So just call me, call Violeta, and once you start seeing a house, you understand the steps to getting it, you're fine. And if you want to buy investment property, we're going to talk about that, but you want to buy investment properties, second and third, fourth houses, we can help you with that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And refinance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it.
All right.
Yes.
Are we
feel like we're right. Just stop there. So anyways, yeah. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, my name is Tina Lombard, and I'm with Novus Home Mortgage.
And Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth. See you next Tuesday at 2:30. Bye-bye.